right, welcome back to another episode of the Hey Cool Question podcast. Chris, quick, tell me, what episode number is this?
I have no clue.
Neither do I. All right, great start. How you feeling today, buddy?
I'm feeling all right, man. Just woke up from a nap.
That's nice. That's
Energized.
nice. All right. You ready to talk about Fast X, which I've learned it's supposed to be pronounced Fast 10, but the X in it, like, it's like Hunter x Hunter, like the X is silent, so it's Fast 10.
That's incorrect.
No, I looked it up. It said, well, on Wikipedia. I don't know. Did you ever see Vin Diesel himself say how to pronounce the movie?
I knew it was Fast 10.
What?
I knew it was Fast 10.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I didn't know. I thought it was supposed to be Fast X, like Fast 10. Like Fast X was how it was supposed to be pronounced.
Well, the X is 10 in the Rumic number.
Right. No, I get that. But, like, I'm saying you're supposed to say Fast 10. It's not supposed to be Fast X. Right? So what I'm saying is that Fast X is incorrect. I didn't know that until now. I thought Fast X would be allowed, but apparently Vin, that's not how he want the movie to go down.
Okay.
Right. But yeah, man, we're just gonna share our thoughts on the newest Fast and Furious movie. Apparently this is actually like the 11th installment for like 10 mainline ones. I don't know what the other one is, but that was on the Wikipedia page. But yeah, that was a fill in the blank, Chris. It was a blank movie.
It was an okay movie.
It sure was. It was definitely okay. Definitely solid. I would say it's about a 6 out of 10. What did you like about the movie?
The movie was a little outrageous at times.
Just a little?
Just a little smidge here and there.
I'm going to be honest with you. So I saw Fast 9 a couple days before that. Or I think it was just a day before that. I think Fast 9 was more ridiculous.
Was it?
I think simply because you did not. It's a big plot point, but it didn't have that much time going into it because I think there's only like 2 or 3 scenes in it. They legit shot Ludacris and Tyrese into space so that they could disable a satellite, and they didn't end up disabling it, but they did. But they disabled it by using nitrous to smash through the satellite. That did not happen in Fast X. Or Fast 10, I'm sorry. I'm going to keep saying Fast X. So what was the most ridiculous thing you could think of that we ended up watching? Because I don't want to – well, we're going to spoil this movie because I don't think anybody that cares about this is going to actually fucking watch. If you're going to see Fast 10, you would have seen it by the time you listen to this podcast.
I'm trying to think. Those pretty ridiculous things.
Was it the bomb?
Yes, the bomb. Him hitting it with hitting the crane, hitting the bomb.
This is like really still during the beginning of the movie where Vin Diesel, there's a giant sphere that it looks like it weighs a ton of a full bomb that's been set off in the city of Rome. It's just falling down, approaching the Vatican. That Vin Diesel stops from directly exploding on the Vatican. He uses his car to then push it into like a little lake or next right by it. While he does that, he gets his car stuck on a giant crane to then propel it onto a complete different side of the building, pushes the bomb onto the lake. The bomb still explodes, but apparently I'm supposed to believe that the bomb was going to be 10 times worse if it didn't do that. It completely destroyed the city. It completely, utterly destroyed the city.
I mean, it did destroy the city.
Yeah.
Just landing in the water.
Yeah, so he saved the day by destroying the city eventually. There was that. That was pretty ridiculous. I'm trying to think what else ridiculous happened in the movie. In Fast 9, there was a giant – this is one of the things I liked. There was a giant magnet throughout the scenes that the magnets were used to either – repel or bring in metal objects, where they used it to like repel cars and bring in cars, to trap cars. That was a pretty part of this. I'm trying to think. Fast 10, it felt regularly insane throughout of it. The heights of the craziness. It had to be when, spoiler alert, John Cena's character and Vin Diesel's son character drops out of a plane. During the sky, it's like a regular. It's not like a jet. It's a regular plane. Went to go to the airport, the California airport. They snuck a little. What would you call that? Was it a regular boat that was then transformed to be like a jet?
I don't think it was like a boat or anything. It was probably like there's such thing as like little mini planes you can get in.
Okay, so it was like a mini plane that they dropped out of a regular plane
Yeah.
onto. Fuck, I don't even remember. It was somewhere in. What country were they supposed to land to?
Portugal, I believe.
Chris, that was ridiculous. That might have been the most ridiculous thing. What else happened? I'm gonna be honest. This is less It's less ridiculous than Fast 9.
I will say that this is not ridiculous, but there's this one scene that I always think, why is it in here? Is when Ludacris.
Could be a lot of scenes.
Ludacris and I forgot the other guy's name.
Ludacris, Tyrese.
Yeah, Ludacris and Tyrese.
Yeah, because all their scenes were together.
They just fucking fight in the store for no like. I get the.
I think it's ridiculous they kept it in the movie. Is that what you're saying?
Yes,
it's ridiculous that scene happened.
You just wasted 10 minutes of my time for a completely pointless scene.
That could have been in the extended cut. On HBO Max right now, Fast 9 has a regular movie, and that's 2 hours. And there's another 10 minutes added on to like the extended cut. That one scene you're talking about. I'm gonna be honest. A lot of the scenes not dealing with Vin Diesel really could have been cut out. Overall, this movie is not as over. I don't know. I think there's more action than the last one. Not as dumb, stupidly ridiculous. But I think it's because they focus so much more on Vin Diesel in this one.
I think they're trying to save the most ridiculousness for maybe the last couple movies they're gonna make.
This is one of 3. There's 2 more coming out. The next one comes out in 2025. They definitely. I hate to say it. They reined it in a little bit. They reined it in. I want because like it ended with spoiler alert, Vin Diesel and his son in a car going off a dam. And the dam was exploding, and if I'm right, they made it just into the water at the bottom of the dam.
Yeah.
It's not like, you know what I mean? Like this sounds crazy, but like it's not as crazy as going into space. It's not as crazy as some of the stuff they were doing earlier in the movie. I think overall, the acting in the movie was whatever. I think Vin Diesel. I'm gonna shit on Vin Diesel. Like I'm gonna say it on the front.
Vin Diesel was just a robot the entire movie.
He was a robot. Imagine if somebody cast a spell, and how can I phrase this in a nice way? If somebody told you to do a portrayal of Batman while never watching Batman at all, if you only knew what you thought the last 3 Batman, if you saw like 3 clips of Batman and say, all right, that's your character.
If someone said, hey man, just do the where are they thing, but constant,
but constant, and also his voice never gone above a 6 or 7. He's never shouting.
No.
So
it's always a low. It's like a very slow growl, basically.
You know what you did. Fuck, it's gonna sound like Triple H when I do this. I'm gonna be honest. You know what you did and stop us from doing. You let me have my car.
You didn't believe in fam.
Fam, that's really good. You're a fan. So Vin Diesel was himself. I think like he's portraying a character because he's worse in real life. This is legit a very stoic superhero he's playing this entire time. That they give him a lot of lines, which I wish they gave him less, honestly. I wish he talked less. That's my biggest thing. He should be like John Wick, where he says about less than 30 to 40 lines in the movie. I think that everybody else was fine. There's nobody. So I was talking to Tavares about this. Tavares said like he really enjoyed Jason Statham's character and that he carried the movie. And I said to him, like he was in like 2 scenes.
He was in there for a solid 10.
5. I'm not giving him 10. It was not 10 minutes. It was less than 10. That's for sure.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. It was only like 2 or 3 scenes.
Yeah. It's like no. It's only 2 scenes because the fight and then him leaving.
Yeah, him leaving, and that's really it. There's nobody. Well, I want to say there's nobody that like dragged it down. John Cena, I think, did a good job. I think it was more enjoyable in this than compared to his last portrayal in Fast 9. Because in Fast 9, he was just kind of playing a regular villain. This one, he has a little more personality. It really feels like he's just playing Peacemaker throughout this.
I thought that.
I just kept thinking like, yo, what's his character's name? Because like he's just playing character John Cena, Peacemaker, for the last like this entire movie. But like that was honestly more enjoyable than a lot of the other characters in this movie. Jason Momoa is the main villain of this. Chris, tell me how you feel about this. But I thought legit Jason Momoa was the most annoying thing about this movie. I legit thought he was the most annoying thing. I could not stand when he just kept talking because none of it was funny. None of it I thought was all, you know what I mean? Like he's definitely trying.
Yeah.
And I wondered if he signed up for this movie because he wanted to just try something different to see like if he could play a villain role. And I'm sure he could if he wasn't so fucking annoying throughout the entirety of this movie. It feels like somebody said, yeah, just do have like a fun Joker type character. And that's all the direction they gave him. And he just and that was it. And either they gave him a really bad script to use, or they let him improvise a lot, and all the lines he came up with weren't funny. I legit think he is the like. If you don't like these movies, I guess you could say like how stupid they are is the worst part about this movie, and like it's either like the music I thought was annoying, but like I don't go to this for the music anyway. But he legit was like the most annoying part of this movie. That and Gal Gadot showing up because I fucking hate her. But no, because I'll even say that because like even Brie Larson, Captain Marvel, was better in this movie than in Captain Marvel. You know what I mean? Like everybody really kind of did their part. Nobody I thought over or underdid anything except Jason Momoa, who was overacting the entire fucking time.
I also think he was over. I feel like.
Are you as negative on it as I am? Because I
no.
like it's like
I feel
it's
like
worst performance to me, man.
I'm not as negative as you, but I feel like they could have reined him in a little bit. Like, hey, he stopped that a little bit.
It wouldn't stop. He kept like, I can't remember a single one-line joke he had, but every time he was on screen, he just kept trying to do like this funny, laughing, menacing guy. Quirky girl boss was his entire character. That's all it was, and it was just super fucking annoying. That was it. That's the biggest negative I have about the movie is that they just let him freestyle. I have to believe they let him freestyle because I don't believe. Well, I could see it. You're director of Fast 10. You don't care about integrity, but that was the most annoying part of it. What was the worst part of the movie for you?
For me.
Is it Tyrese and Ludacris?
I'm
disappointed. I wish they gave him something better. The script in Fast 9 was better.
I mean, I've seen a couple Fast movies. Like throughout all of them, I never really liked Tyrese as a character.
Oh, I disagree. Because like him and Ludacris, they have legit chemistry. It's not like the best in the world, but they legit look like they have fun together doing the movies, or at least it comes off that way to me. This was lackluster. I'm gonna be honest. This was not as good as Fast 9. They had a little better script in Fast 9. At least I think so. But I could see it because nobody I thought was funny in this movie.
No,
and I don't think anybody go with the Fast 10 or Fast and Furious movies to laugh.
Yeah.
But the only characters that might be it would have been Tyrese and it would have been Ludacris. Those would have been the two.
Yeah.
So, Chris, how much do you think they made this? Do you know? Do you know on the top of your head how much this movie made over this opening weekend?
I want to say at least a good estimate would be probably 10 million.
10 million? Chris, you got to think. You're thinking really small.
Oh, okay.
All right. So I'm gonna say it looks like the budget was about $340 million.
Okay.
Would you guess they would have made it back already?
No.
Okay, how close? Like, do you think it's like they're like hundreds of
think
thousands of millions away? Like, do you think they're close?
I think they're in the 200 million ballpark.
The film has grossed worldwide $318 million so far. Looks like that is the 7th highest grossing film of the year so far. So it's practically, it seems like it's already going to clear the budget. We already knew that. Projected for 2025. Are you excited to have this 2-year break in between the next movie? Because at this point, I'm glad I jumped in now and that I didn't care enough during the middle of all this dumb shit happening. But it is nice to come in at the end and just see The Rock, who will be in the next one, who again had a small scene, I'm happy to see where this goes because I do think again. You're right. They saved it. There's 2 more movies at least coming in within the next 4 years.
Yeah.
I'm looking to see. Oh, I get that's also another one disappointing is that Jason Momoa is still gonna be in it.
Yes.
So like I guess spoiler how the end is like he's still alive.
Yeah.
Some characters are like we don't know if they're dead or alive, but Jason Momoa is in it for the long haul, and I think he might stick through for like 2 more movies.
I think so too.
That's gonna suck. Well, again, I don't know. They could tell him to change it up. He could become. He's got to be more serious. That's my thing. It's just not entertaining.
I feel like this first one's probably them introducing him, I guess, and then maybe the next 2 will be like, hey, we're gonna actually build him as a character.
Right. He didn't take any. He didn't take any loss in this movie because most. I'm trying to think. I don't remember. Well, in the first movie, the villain was just the police.
Yes, the villains was the government.
Just the police. Well, I guess so. And then in Fast 9, the villain was John Cena. It had like other people, and all the other people lost, and John Cena took a small setback. Yeah, but Jason Momoa really didn't lose in this one. I wanna be on the front end, and I really want to congratulate Vin Diesel, the mastermind behind all of this, for being a father figure and accepting in these smaller actors like Dwayne and Gal Gadot after their failures, after they could not be big superstars on their own franchises. Oh my God! I'm gonna be so honest with you, if I was Vin Diesel, I would not have let The Rock back in the movie. I would not let him back in the franchise. After Dwayne got too big for Fast and Furious and thought that he could outshine us with Black Adam, thought he could be the rival of Superman, you wouldn't touch the set. Vin Diesel's a better guy. Like him and his white shirts. Go ahead, Chris.
Don't they actually hate each other in real life?
I have to believe. I don't know if they hate each other. Well, probably. Vin Diesel doesn't seem like a likable guy, but neither does Dwayne, and probably reality. It seems like 2 very big ego guys. A lot of the guys on Fast and Furious. It's really most action movies, but like especially Fast and Furious because it's so many other like stars. They don't want to look weak in the movie. I know because they all have kind of contractual agreements to where they can't lose fights within the movie.
Yeah, because I know The Rock is one of his things. He cannot lose a fight at all.
And that's just a bummer. You know what I mean? Like you're playing a fucking actor. You're not playing yourself. But honest to God, I would need an apology. You would have to. I'm gonna have to see some humility after your attempt, Dwayne, fails on the big screen. You had to crawl back to old Vin Diesel, old Fast 9, old Fast and Furious, where you were too good, legit. Where you were too good to set your ego aside for the first time, but you had to come on back. But it's all about family, so come on in. But that's it. I really gotta apply Vin Diesel on that one because he's a better man than me. He's a better man than me, man. He had faith, man. If there's one thing Vin cares about, it's giving the fans what they want, and the fans want to see family. So I appreciate that. So, but yeah, Fast and Furious, consensus 6 out of 10.
Yeah, we're all 6 out of 10.
6 out of 10. On to the next segment, guys. All right, transition. On to the next segment. Tuesday, the 23rd of May. Chris, back at it.
We're back at it again.
Ready for a little dick talk. Talking about dicks, guys. If you guys want to fast forward to this segment, fair enough. But if you're here to make it through this next 10 minutes, we got a little dick conversation. Question of the day or question of the segment. Chris, would you consider trading height from your body if it meant more inches to your penis?
Yes.
Jesus Christ, that was a little fast. All right, start off with you. How many are you willing to trade off? Because right now you are standing, 6'1", 6 foot tall?
6'2"-ish, I think.
6'2"-ish? You're being generous. How many inches are you willing to give off from yourself right now to add on to your little buddy?
I think maybe an inch would be fine.
A singular?
Yeah, a singular inch. I'm pretty tall. I feel like I can add an inch.
You can add, so you could live.
Yeah, I can live with that.
So but if you think you're 6'2", you wouldn't mind. You wouldn't give 2. You wouldn't go down to just an even 6 foot tall. You think that's too much? I don't need
that other inch. I can perform well.
What do you mean? Like you don't need the other inch? You don't think it'd be nice to have? You don't think it'd be?
I think at that point.
You think it's too much?
Yeah, it's too much.
Well, how many inches is too much? Like, is this from
I,
experience?
I feel like maybe probably 8 will be too much. 9, you're pushing it.
Are you confirming what you have right now then?
I'm not confirming or denying.
Okay, right, okay. Would you? I'm assuming you wouldn't give up any inches currently on the lower half to just to singularly increase your own height.
No.
Okay, that's just not a fair trade-off for you.
Nah, that's not a fair trade-off for me.
Okay. Me personally, I think I could go either way. I don't think I could afford to lose any inches, but I think about it if it meant getting a little taller. I consider like if it meant being an even 6 foot tall, I might give the whole thing up.
Really?
Because I think my life would, you know what I mean? I think it'd be funny to just have nothing. Because I'm sure plenty of people live fine with that. I don't think my life is revolved around my penis. You know what I mean?
I understand that.
Right. My life could significantly change my life. I might be a different person completely. I might be more athletic if I was 6 foot tall. You know, maybe my health would be completely different if I was 6 foot tall. So if I'm 5'7", I'm 5'7" or 5'8".
Okay.
If I gain 4 to 5 inches, if I give the whole thing away,
are you confirming? No,
I'm like 3.5. All right.
Okay.
So like if I gave the whole thing away, you know, maybe my whole life would be different.
Okay.
But I definitely, okay. If my driver's license says I'm 5'8". If I was 5'7", I would still be below average on both ends. If I traded that age, I'd be below average on both ends. So like neither change would drastically change anything around me. But you know, maybe it helped me out a little bit on. So I think I could go either way. But I don't think I have too much to offer on either end. Too drastic is gonna take off one way or the other to be average. I don't think the payoff is worth it. Now, would you trade off? Would you rather 2 feet on your own height or 2 more inches on your penis? Or what was the exact question it was phrased? It was phrased that exact way?
Yeah, I think it was that.
All right, go ahead. What would you pick?
I mean, I still feel like 2 inches
is a lot.
Is a lot.
So you'd rather be 8'2". 8'2".
That's also that I don't want to be 8 foot.
Okay, right, because it's a very uncomfortable life. I think at that point you're probably the tallest person alive.
At that point, you can barely fit through the door.
Well, you'd also be famous.
Yes, but also
you could also play basketball.
Very uncomfortable.
You'd have a career. You would have a career just waking up. You'd wake up and you'd have a career demand in wherever country you wanted to live. Somebody on some level would be willing to pay you to do this job, and it might not be. And maybe you don't like basketball, but it would be a job you would have no matter what.
But also, there's a downside to that. Basically,
your life, your health,
my life, my health. Literally, there's nothing that's human made that's built to withstand like an 8 foot person,
or even like a 7 foot tall person.
Yeah, really. So.
Besides playing basketball.
Yeah, besides playing. But other than that, like walking through buildings, you're basically going to bump your head everywhere.
Well, have you thought about having like a really long wheelchair for everywhere you go? So, like your job would be playing basketball, and then outside of that, you'd have the money high enough to just have a personal wheelchair walker so that you didn't have to stand on your feet all the time.
But then at the same time, now I just got to look for a place that has a wheelchair accessibility.
Well, you're rich and famous at that point, so maybe you don't have to go too many places. Maybe you'd have people come to you instead. You know, so like I would personally, again, 2 inches, I'm going from about 3 to 5. Nobody's gonna care. But if I go from 5'8" to 7'8", at that point, I would then be I'd be the tallest NBA center of all time. I'd take that 10 times out of 10. Even if I suck at basketball, I would still make it on a team. I'd still make it in like the G League at least. Okay. And at that point, if a team puts me on the court, I'd be famous. At that point, I could just walk into every place and tell them, hey, oh, Jesus Christ. I tell them, hey, it's tease time. You know, I don't even need to be in any building. You know, I don't have to be in any building for long. At that point, I could just do business outside because everybody knows where I am. I can never get lost. I'd be a human monument, really.
Yeah, but I can't do that. I want to live my life comfortably. I can't do that.
And you can't live your life comfortably. So you'd take on the 2 inches.
I'll take on the 2 inches.
What if I made it 4?
That's way too much.
If I made it 4 inches, it's too much?
Way too much.
So 4 inches is too much, and you'd still take being 8 feet tall?
I think I'll take the 4, but that's way too much.
So I don't know if any of us know this, but like, do you think adding 4 more inches would greatly affect the way you wear pants? Like, do you think you'd have to wear like a size up in pants, or
No, but there would definitely be a bulge.
like, do you, like enough for it to be an issue?
I feel like right now when I'm wearing pants, there sometimes is a bulge.
Okay.
Like
It's uncomfortable?
No, not uncomfortable. I got big balls.
Right.
So
Facts. Okay. So like, do you think you'd have to? You get to change the wear. I don't know. Do you like wearing tight underwear now, or do you like loose?
I like it. I like to breathe a little bit. I like it loose.
Okay. Do you think if you had another 4 inches, you couldn't do that, or you'd only have to do that because now you'd be carrying so much heat on you that you would need that much flexibility around just doing everyday activities around you? Do you think you're like maybe you have to take an extra shower because your package is so big now it's getting even stinkier?
Well,
Respectfully.
Nah. Well, the thing is, I'm a grower, not a shower.
Right.
So
Currently.
Yes.
All right. So you're around 6 now. Being 10, you don't think you'd have a career path? Maybe you'd be you focus on using the gifts God gave you at that point. Do you think your lifestyle would change?
Nah, I don't think it will change.
You don't think so?
Nah.
You don't think you can make money off of it by being 10? Respectfully, I'm asking you.
If I have 4 inches, I'm not gonna be 10. But,
well, I'm just saying, like, if I gave.
I mean, if I put myself out there with those 4 inches, yeah, I could make a life. There's a thing called OnlyFans.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, is that enough for you to pursue it?
Yeah.
If I told you you could make a career out of it, you'd still do everything you normally do, just 4 to 5 hours out of the day, you're gonna be wagging it around.
Happily, yes.
Happily.
Yeah.
Okay. You take that trade-off over being 8 feet tall and famous as opposed to regular size 10-inch dick and a shame by your family. Like, that's what you'd rather. Your family, they're all gonna know. They're gonna know you wag your penis around for a living.
That's fine, man.
That's fine.
That's fine. I barely talk to them anyways.
Your mom looks at you and just says, "Well, I'd love for you to get a regular job."
Well,
I don't know what she sounds like. Lois, I'm sorry.
Well, mom, I'm wagging my dick and I got this mansion. I'm a family guy now, Mom. Wagging my dick made me a family guy.
If you could lose, okay, would you rather lose 2 inches of your height right now or 2 inches off of it of your other body?
I say height.
You'd rather lose the 2 inches?
Yeah.
What if I made it 3? You would still that seems like a lot. I imagine you would lose. You would rather lose 5 inches of your height. You'd rather be my size right now in current femur size.
I feel that'd be fine.
Okay. I think I'd rather lose. I don't know if I can afford to be any short. Well, I don't know because like being 5'8" and allegedly 5'7" according to other people's sources who we don't listen to. Mm-hmm. I don't know if I can afford to lose too many. Like I think 2 inches shorter is too much. But I definitely think, I can't go from 3 inches to 2 inches, but going from 3 to 2 isn't really that much of a loss because nobody was gonna be helping me down there anyway.
I got you.
Yeah, but that's it. That's enough of our dick talk. Every inch matters basically. I would rather have the trade off of being an 8 foot tall giant with a regular size thing instead of being 3. Because I'm not.
But
I'm not trying to.
If you're 8 foot tall, wouldn't your thing grow with you?
No, it'd be the same size. The trade-off was my height. The trade-off wasn't girth and length. I would also say again, would you rather if I asked you have another 2 inches in length, or would you take just a little more girth? Which one do you think you think you'd rather take the girth?
Yeah, I'd take girth. Performance-wise, I know girth is more.
Performance-wise,
yeah, I know it's more better.
I don't think I want something too hefty. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't like the way it looks when it's too big. It looks like a freak of nature.
I mean, that's
I don't want Squidward's nose.
That's fine, but I'm here to perform.
Okay, we'll see you guys next segment. All right, welcome back to the Hey Quick Question podcast. Eric's here. This is fucking Thursday, May 24th. I've had a long. Well, it's actually Wednesday, dog. I'm fucking tired as hell. I've had a long
Wednesday.
week. It is Wednesday, my fucking dudes. I have 2 of my good friends with me. Alejandro, say hey.
Hello.
Welcome back to the podcast. A little different setting than where you were on. I think it's 2 years ago now.
Yeah, one of the first episodes.
Yeah.
Damn.
Congratulations on making it out the mud twice.
I know.
Madison, welcome to your first guest appearance on the pod. How do you feel?
I'm nervous.
Oh, don't be nervous. It's not that big of a deal. It's just a little silly show. But yeah, first things first, I'm gonna continue asking the question. This is what I ask every guest I've had on at this point, so I'm gonna keep doing this until I run out of friends that keep going on. Can you guys name the biggest moments of your life?
Go, Eric.
Me,
It's your yeah.
I've already done it.
Uh,
You already, but I can just name through the ones I've already done. The listeners know this very well. Five being, well, I don't even fucking remember the five. I just gotta know which ones they are. I know, the flight to Lincoln when I lost my luggage and there was ants in the first night of the hotel room. That was a pretty big moment because I think I always remember thinking, man, I don't have to fucking go on this trip. My life isn't gonna change at all. I could have just stayed in North Carolina instead of being in bumfuck Lincoln, Illinois. Number two was when I almost crashed my car on the highway, and then my dad called me and asked me, "Well, hey, why'd you crash, dummy?" Number three, what the fuck did I say? Number three was? Oh man, no wonder I didn't have time on this. I can't even fucking remember. But those are like the big two: crashing my car, almost dying, and going in the parking lot, and then flight to Lincoln, Illinois. Those are really the big ones. Not much else has happened to me too crazy. I think besides those. And then
well,
I forgot to say, well, there was a moment of which the next day after I spent time with my then girlfriend, I had a scar on my penis, and then I asked her like, "Yo, did you notice it just then?" She said, "Oh, you didn't notice it? Yeah, I bit it," and like that was it. She said like, "Yeah, I just bit it," and I didn't feel it. And the next day, I had a scar for a 2 month span, like on like the tip, and that was pretty uncomfortable. That was really
did it
it
heal?
though.
How
did that
It did
feel
heal. I want to, so I can't show you
it
guys, but like it,
wait.
I don't have pictures of the scar anymore. I'll show you after the show. I don't have pictures of the scar anymore, but it was like a regular scab, and it was for like a 2 month period of where like it was the hardest possible thing to to spend time in my bathroom because it was right at the tip. So
Oh
I
God.
had I'm only working with like 2 or 3 inches. So like I was already using like my finger, and it was really it was really hard. But that was it. That was it. I don't think I said that one before, but that is a pretty big moment because like that took me out of commission for like 2 months. I then broke up. I broke up with her. I think within that span, and and it really wasn't even because she bit my penis. That was like secondary.
What? It was secondary. It was number one.
What was the number one reason? She was a bitch.
Yeah.
She was a
Hey, we
bitch.
don't call women bitches here, man.
Well, no, that's right. Well, she wasn't a. Jesus Christ. She was
Oh
the
Lord.
meanest woman I think I've ever met. No, well, second meanest. I've met my mom before. But that's pretty much it. Those are my big moments.
So,
What do you
on that same topic, there is a friend, well, not even a friend I have. There is a person I know, and I was at a party, and I was talking to a nice lady, and he goes, and then I say, "Hey, so who do you think is single in this party?" And then this guy comes up. That's,
That's a good story.
yeah, that's what I asked her, and then this guy comes up and he goes, she's crossfaded. He's like, man, what's crazy? The only bitch here that I would even date, I think has a boyfriend. And the woman he was referring to was like a girl that was sitting in the corner in a couch with her boyfriend the entire time, kissing on him, or he was kissing on her. So I go, you mean the girl with the boyfriend? He goes, yeah, yeah. And the girl I was talking to, she goes, wait, you mean that woman? You don't call women bitches. He's like, no, 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 you don't understand. I call everyone bitches. Every woman's a bitch. He's like,
Facts.
no. He's like, no, do not call women bitches. He's like, you don't understand. My mom's a bitch. And she goes, what? She was like, yeah. She was like, yeah, I don't. He's like, yeah, my mom's a bitch. Like, every woman's a bitch. And she goes, I'm leaving this conversation now. And she walked away. And then I looked at him and I was like, what the hell's wrong with you? He said, what, man? She took away my video games when I was a kid, man. That's a bitch move.
Oh my God.
How old is he?
How old am I? 25? He's like 27.
Okay. All right. Hey, man.
Yeah.
I'm glad he learned the truth at an older age, man. Salutes to him. Salutes to him, man. That's a brave man. I wish more people stood on their beliefs and I can appreciate a man to stand on his.
I will
beliefs,
say he
no
did
matter
not
how
bend.
wrong.
He did not break. Yeah.
You could be
Did not bend.
the most wrong person on the planet, but it is always admirable to you to see through your stupidity. That's pretty appreciative. Good on him. Awful person though.
Awful person. Yeah.
Awful person. I would never say that about my mom, and she is one, but I would never say that.
You just did.
Off the record. You guys got any more
course.
moments? I'm sure there's plenty. You know, we've all been through a lot of ups and downs in our lives, so I'm sure there's been some unfortunate mishaps we've stumbled upon.
Go ahead, Madison.
No, I'm not ready. Eric, I want to know what you're doing in Lincoln and how you didn't feel her bite your dick.
Let's
How do you
see.
not feel that shit? If it left a scab and a scar and pain afterwards, how did you not feel it? Were you just too in it?
She might not have been doing too good of a job anyway. It might have just felt like
Was it?
normal.
Oh, I see.
That really could have been that. I think that was really the big takeaway was that it happened and like it wasn't like enough to take me out of the moment. You know what I mean? So that was probably that. Lincoln, Illinois. I was on a business trip with my job because we were going to study and learn from a sister warehouse and how their process works because that's what we're doing now. And it was just a shitty trip. I think everybody on the trip, like all my bosses, they had a fine time. I had the worst time. I had the worst luck. The entire first day I had to miss because all my clothes got lost in Charlotte. It didn't get shipped out until like later that night. It didn't get to me until after they already went to work or went to the new place. So I had ants in my room. It was like a good amount of ants too. So I spent the entire first day just playing Fortnite. Every day we went to Cracker Barrel. Cracker Barrel is fine. I didn't fucking go on this plane trip just to eat fucking Cracker Barrel and fucking Culver's. That was not what I signed up for.
Culver's is so good though.
It's all right.
Culver's is like top burger place. No, you're crazy, bro.
I've had everything on the menu now. It's cool. It's like a 6 out of 10. It's a 6 out of 10. You know what I mean? I would never.
What would you rank?
What would I? That's a good question. It's mid tier. I think it's right around McDonald's, but it's less stuff I would eat than McDonald's.
You are insane, bro. I do not respect your opinion.
I think
you are insane.
McDonald's has better fries. McDonald's has better fries than Culver's.
We're talking about burgers. We're talking about you get a burger.
I don't really eat burgers from fast food places. I hardly eat burgers anyway. So to me, a fast food place is you're really kind of depending on the fry. Everything else is kind of like the buns, but like the fries are kind of like ironically the meat of your foundation. If you have bad fries, I really think your fast food place you're really haltering your business at that point. That's why I really think Burger King is so trash because I think they have the worst fries on the market. I can't
name. Back in the day.
Go ahead.
Back in the day, Burger King had some bomb fries.
I'm gonna be honest.
They changed the way they made them.
I don't ever remember their fries being okay. I think it might have been tolerable before. They were always soggy to me. That's my big complaint now is that they're the soggiest things on the planet. But no, yeah, Culver's is fine. I think their fries are good. I think McDonald's fries are a little better. But I think everything else on the menu, Culver's is probably better than. But
yeah, their burgers are top tier.
I'm always going to get fries when I go to McDonald's. So I feel like that matters more. Or it at least impacts the bump up a little bit more.
Yeah. McDonald's fries are pretty good.
They're both above like Jack in the Box and Arby's, but they're both way below like Zaxby's and Chick-fil-A.
I can't believe you don't eat burgers, dude. Burgers is
I feel like you've known me my
fast food place?
I've never ordered a burger in my life around you guys. At least maybe not a beef burger, because like I could eat turkey burgers, but I've never really wanted. I've never lusted for cow burgers. That was just never the way for me.
Do you like steak? Are you just not a red meat man?
I'm cool with steak. It's not. I'll love a good red steak. You know what I mean? I love the steak to be bleeding. I'd
God.
love it. Yeah. So like, I'm not rare, just flat out raw. That's kind of how I prefer it.
Would you eat blue? Would you eat a blue steak?
I think about it. Shit, man.
You can get one.
I would say maybe not blue, but just put a lighter under for a couple seconds and call it a day. But yeah, I mean, honestly, I try it. Maybe not a whole steak. I want to try like a smaller a smaller amount of it. But
Well, you've had steak tartare, right?
no, I have not.
Oh, really? I thought when we
Have
had
you,
our dinner.
Alejandro?
I don't think
Yeah, I've had steak tartare.
I think I'm pretty sure I ordered lamb there.
Steak tartare is very good. It's
I-
very. It feels like a sin. Like you're eating and you're like, I'm not supposed to be doing this. It's very
That's-
erotic in that sense.
Most of the
Oh my
stuff I
God.
do, that's what makes it feel good. So yeah, maybe I'll try that to the list. Maybe.
Yeah, try it. It's very good.
You guys gonna talk about your uh-ohs or?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So, I went to Morocco. I went to Fez. Don't ever go to Morocco or Fez. It fucking sucks.
What sucks
It is the
about it?
fucking worst. People are trying to scam you literally everywhere you go. Okay. I went with my white friend.
Just describe the
And I,
truth.
I swear to God, I went with my white friend, and people thought I was scamming him. They thought I was native to Morocco, and they would talk to me in Arabic, and I'd be like, "No, dude, sorry, I'm not Moroccan." They'd be like, "What? What do you mean you're not Arabic?" And then when they didn't know that, they would speak to me in Arabic, like, "Come here, bring him here." That's what they would say in Arabic to me.
Oh no.
They'd be bringing him here. So we went shopping. We stayed in the old district, the Medina, and we went shopping. And we went to this place, and in like Arabic countries, everywhere you go, they offer you tea. So we went to this place, we had tea, and the guy starts giving us his sales pitch, and then he goes somewhere else, and like I talk to my friend, I say, "Hey man, do the lights seem brighter to you?" And he's like, "Now that you say, yeah, the lights do seem brighter to me." I'm like, "Huh, I'm feeling kind of good." He comes back, and I'm like, "Hey man, what was in this tea?" He was like, "Oh, it has like mint, standard stuff. It has salvia." I go, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, salvia."
What was
And
the
I
other,
go,
well, wait. What was the other stuff he said? He said mitten what? What was the
it
other
was like
stuff?
mint, I forgot, bro, but it was mostly salvia. And I
Mostly.
go, "Yeah," and I go, "No, you're confused, man. You must mean there's like in English, there's like two different types of salvia." And I go, "You must mean this one, right?" It's like, "No, no, no." And then he searched. He's like, "It's this one. It was the drug kind." I go, "Why?" He's like, "People get high off this in America." And it's like, "Why? You just do it in tea." I start fucking freaking out. Like in my mind, I'm like, I gotta get the fuck out of here. I start feeling weird. Everything goes vibrant. I calm down. I mean, like, I seriously thought I was like gonna rush out that place. And we ended up buying a bag of that salvia tea. Went to the hotel.
So of course we bought more, right?
Yeah.
Right. Makes sense.
And then after Morocco, after I got back to Spain, I had dysentery from Morocco from all the fucking water I drank. So I had to deal with dysentery. So that was my biggest uh-oh.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
So did it end up being a good trip? Like you guys bought more on purpose?
Yeah. Well, he also
Yeah,
showed us
good.
he showed us like pure menthol. That was pretty cool.
Oh, okay. How much
Yeah,
was
everything's dirt cheap. It was like $3 maybe.
Okay.
And ironically, you cannot find a Fez in Fez. I looked.
Like
I
there's
could not
there's
find
no
it.
person named Fez?
No, like
Or
the hat, the Fez
oh.
hat.
I
Yeah.
I thought you either meant the person or you meant like the little candy pen.
No, the fucking hat. You know the hat.
What the fuck is he talking about? A Fez
Look up a
pen.
I
Fez
don't know
hat.
that.
A Fez pen. A Fez pen where
No,
you
a
snap,
Fez
where you
hat.
snap the famous person's head off and candy comes out. That thing. That's a Fez
You mean
thing.
Pez?
Well,
No,
same difference. Same difference.
Look up the hat right now. The Fez hat. It's like the top hat that's red and circular.
What is that?
Chris, can you look that up for me? Chris is not in the room right
Oh,
now.
Chris is your researcher?
Chris is not. Chris is the research person, but like he's at work right now. So like when he hears this in the future, he'll come back, stop the video, show me, message me the answer, and then we'll have this conversation again from that moment. But there you go.
Did you guys ever watch like Doctor Who?
I've
He
seen.
wears a
one-
Fez.
No.
I haven't seen it, but when you said Fez initially, I was like thinking Fez
That
from
70s show.
that 70s show.
Yeah, that garbage shit.
That's the only Fez I know.
Uncultured people I'm talking to. Very uncultured.
Is Doctor Who the one with the telephone booth?
Yes, that's exactly the one.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I haven't seen that. So
Is that the
so
thing?
that's
Yeah,
a-
haven't watched it.
That's a hat. Right?
Yeah, it's a hat. And I don't know, we stayed in the hotel. It wasn't really hotels, Airbnb. It was like $40 a night. Very affordable. The people under us was like a little Spanish couple. they left a day in because they were like, I can't do it here, man. I can't do it. So we stayed the whole time. It was awful. But I would do it.
Also,
I wouldn't go back, but I'd do it again.
You'd
If
go
that
to
makes sense.
you just go to a different place.
I wouldn't go back to Fez.
Okay.
Maybe not Morocco. I would definitely go.
Right. There was no hats.
Yeah.
Of course. Makes
There's
sense.
some
Makes sense.
hats. Yeah.
Madison, do you have any?
was that it? Alejandro, you don't have more?
Of my top 5 moments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big whoopsies.
Big whoopsies.
That was a very casual way of talking about your experience with salvia. Just dysentery? You don't have any like
Yeah, I got
any
dysentery from like drinking the water there. And I was sick for
Oh.
like 3 fucking days. Everyone I told laughed at me. Like I went to my work and I was like, "Hey, I got dysentery." They're like, "What's that?" I was like, "You ever play the Oregon Trail?" And they're like, "You died of dysentery." That's what I got.
I'm gonna be honest. That's the first reference point I have to it. I don't know what that actually is. I
Yeah.
just remember hearing like, yeah. You just die on the.
Well,
trail.
I can tell you what it is. It's you shit
Is
your
it-
guts out.
Right.
Yeah.
Why?
I
Yeah.
just figured it was nonstop diarrhea.
Yeah, you die because you don't have any water. Like you're supposed to drink a lot of water, eat a lot of salt. So could you imagine being on the Oregon Trail not having fresh water and then you're like shitting out all the water you have?
Mm-hmm.
That's how they die.
I'm glad you didn't die, man.
I know. It would have been a hell of a story though in the afterlife.
It would have been. How'd you get here? Well, let's.
I got dysentery. That was
were
fun.
there
Let me break
were
this
there
down for
any
you,
other
G-Man.
like remarkable effects of the salvia?
No, you calm down basically. You
Oh.
just ride the trip like any other trek.
You ride the trail.
Yeah, it was very fun. Once we came back and we were like sitting on top. Also, Fez looks like a fucking Call of Duty map. Like it looks exactly like that.
Like a good one, or,
Whoa.
like a good one, or like a bad
No,
one.
no, like a like a
Modern
Modern
Warfare
Warfare
2?
2 map. Yeah, it looks just like that.
Favela.
Fez is one of the.
Fez or like Rust.
No, it's Rust is too modern. It's like you're. Fez is one of the oldest cities in the world. Like the building I was in probably was like 1400 years old, and they do the call to prayer like what is it 6 times a day?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god!
So
You know, respect to Islam and the religion, but they would scream out, and there'd always be one imam that would just keep going longer than everyone else. I thought that was pretty funny.
So what brought you? Sorry, you go ahead.
No. Go ahead. No. Go ahead. It's your show. Go ahead.
No.
No. Go ahead. You're just asking him a question.
Your
Go ahead.
show.
Keep the show
Your
moving.
show.
Keep it moving.
I was gonna say, what brought you there? What was your objective of going there?
My friend
As in Morocco.
my friend wanted to go to an old country. Morocco's a very old country, and he was like, I want to see the oldest university in the world, which is in Fez. It's kind of debated. It's definitely one or two of the oldest universities. So we got there first day. Where's the university? We talked to the Airbnb guy. He's like, oh, it's closed. You can't go in. It's not open to visitors. So we got fucked. And then the second reason is because we wanted to buy cheap leather. And their leather there is also one of the oldest dyeing processes in the world, where they take pigeon shit and they process it into dye for their leather. So I got some nice shitty little bags to come home. And I feel so bad because like on the way back to Spain, we would put like we smelled like shit because of the pigeon.
Not because of the dysentery.
We had dysentery. No, probably because of that. So we had dysentery.
Fact.
We looked awful.
Right.
And on the way back to like on the plane, open mouth snore the whole time. Like I was not awake the whole so
Dickhead.
I fucking stunk. I was sick and I open mouth snore the whole time.
How long was the flight?
Like 2 hours.
Could be worse.
Yeah,
Could be
could
worse.
be
You're a
worse,
jerk.
could be
but
worse.
Could be worse, but you're a jerk.
I had to go home. It's not like I could fucking.
Wow.
So don't go to Morocco, guys.
Yeah, your description of it was deterrent enough. It didn't sound pleasant at all. I'm not a historian like y'all.
Best tea I've ever had in my life, though. Their mint tea, legendary. Legendary. Their couscous, oh god, it was worth the dysentery. That tea. Not the drug tea, just their regular old mint
Regular.
tea.
Oh,
I was asking like, is it the regular
I know.
tea or wow, the drug?
Yeah,
Tea?
the regular tea is seriously, it was worth the dysentery. It was so good. And like their breakfast there is like it's just bread. Like we got like a traditional breakfast, and they were like, okay, here's 2 eggs, here's bread, here's more bread, here's bread,
Bag
and then
chasers.
yeah. And I was thinking, why would they do this? And I thought, well, it makes sense because bread is just carbs, carbs is just energy. So imagine being out in the fucking sun all day. All you need is energy. All you need is carbs to get you through the day. It was so good. I went to a Moroccan place in New York to try to get that taste back. Wasn't even near. It's very disheartening.
Did you get dysentery from New York too, or still no?
No, no.
Oh my god.
I'm surprised though.
0 for 2. 0 for 2.
How many pigeons do you think you've eaten, Eric, or like rats?
Like, look,
What?
At
define
least
that.
one each.
Wait,
Well,
what?
Because okay, well, more me because you'll go to like a shifty place
Mm-hmm.
or like a shifty restaurant. Not all chicken,
And okay.
guaranteed. Yeah,
I would say I wouldn't be surprised if I've eaten, because there was a good period of time of which I was just going to random restaurants in the city.
in this city or New York.
I would say this city. I went to like 2 or 3 random restaurants in New York when I went, but I trust those restaurants more than I trust the restaurants down here. I would say I maybe had 3 whole pigeons in my life, if I had to guess. Rats,
I'd say
I don't know. Rats, because I don't live in New York, but like pigeons,
Yeah,
pigeons are everywhere.
I'm gonna say at least twice I've had pigeon. At least.
At least you're just not a. Are you a big faux chicken guy?
I mean, hell,
Would you be
some of that
surprised-
Chinese food that
Would you
would
be
I be
surprised
surprised
if you like places you still go to today are just like regularly serving you?
if it was good? I wouldn't care.
Okay.
Yeah,
Do you think pigeon is good?
probably is. I mean, everything's good if you season it right.
Right.
Yeah. Have you had trite?
I don't know what that is. Is it a fish?
It's intestines, cow intestines.
Yeah, I try that.
So good.
I tried pig intestines.
Yeah, pig intestines good.
Yeah.
Cow tongue's good. Cow brain's good.
Ew.
I don't like the way she just shook her head. Like you wouldn't try this stuff, or
Cow tongue's very good. Cow
Okay.
tongue is amazing. Yeah, you should cow tongue tacos. You can get that anywhere.
have you had?
Well,
feet?
any like, have I had feet? No. I mean, chicken feet? No.
Okay.
No.
Not even frog feet?
I don't-
Or no, it's chicken feet. I've had chicken feet.
I really want to try snail.
It's good.
Yeah.
Snail's good.
I really want that.
Where did you have it at?
Me?
Yeah.
I had it. Did you guys ever go to a Tintin buffet?
No, never been.
Tintin Cafe?
Tintin buffet. It was in Pineville, like near the hospital on that side of town. It was like the best buffet I feel like Charlotte's ever had. But it like permanently closed and now it's like I don't know what kind of restaurant it is now, but Tintin buffet was like top tier buffet. And my family used to go all the time and we would get like plates full of crab legs and snails and just like eat the shit out of it. It was really good.
Did it ever give you a
The sn-
dysentery?
No.
Okay.
You-
It's very common out in the world.
I dropped like 5 pounds, dude. It was great.
Shit, cutting
Yeah, I
weight.
was gonna
Alright.
say
Yeah.
detox tea, like an unintentional detox tea. People do that on purpose, you know.
I bet.
People-
Ugh.
People intentionally empty their guts the way you did.
All right, Madison, your
that was
biggest
good.
go ahead.
My biggest, I feel like everything I do is an uh-oh. I can't identify like my biggest
Yeah, you sound
uh-oh.
like Chris. You sound like Chris.
Really?
Chris says that. Well, Chris says stuff like that all the time. There was it's a regular moment where Chris just says, "Yeah, man, every day gets harder than the last." It's like
Feel
facts, Chris,
bad.
pour up. Do you say that after
Feel
right
bad.
before we take a shot?
Like it seems like the easier question to answer for me is what are some moments that I feel like, oh, I finally did something right, you know?
Oh damn.
But I guess
Jesus Christ, she does sound like Chris. have, have you ever had a moment where like your tire just kind of fell off your car while you were driving?
Oh gosh.
Because that happened to Chris, and like I don't even think that wasn't even Chris's like I think top 3 moments.
damn.
Yeah,
I
I know.
have a
So-
similar incident.
A similar like you had a car piece fall off while you were driving it.
Yeah, it was a tire problem, and I feel like it was kind of my fault, but kind of not. You want to hear it?
Sure, man. Let's hear it.
But yeah, so I just got my nails done. I was in a really good mood, and I was on my way to work at Amazon. And this was like so long ago. There was a dude that was driving near me that was like driving kind of erratically, and I was like, oh man, like now looking back, I feel like I should have just stayed behind and let him, stay in front. But for
Mm-hmm.
some reason, I thought, oh, for my safety, I need to get past him and get around him, which is dumb. So in trying to do that, he was like swerving, and he got so close to hitting me that like in order to avoid him, I slammed into the curb and like but blew out my tire. And I was so like in denial that I heard the shit like burst, but I was like, that didn't just happen. I'm continuing to drive to work. So I get on the ramp to the fucking freeway right after that shit happened. Like I didn't even get out and stop or look or anything. I was just shocked at what had happened. I was like, "Oh my god, I think my tire's fucked." But I'm just gonna keep pushing. So this dude that was like driving crazy was scot free, out of the picture. Probably didn't even notice or care that that happened to me. And I don't think anything or anyone around me was like gonna stop. So I was like, all right, no, no, nothing's. I gotta keep going. So I'm like dragging my car on three tires onto the ramp as far as I can, and like people are going around me because I'm, dragging my car. So,
Right, right, right.
um,
Happens. Facts,
so
facts.
eventually it stops moving because it can't go anymore. And so I'm stuck on the on ramp of the highway, blown out tire, like completely delusional, thinking that I can still get to work. And then I like forced it over to the shoulder, still on the on ramp. So there's not a whole lot of space. It's pretty dangerous. And I'm just like freaking out. And I call the police. And
You call the police.
the
I need to
woman
ride to Amazon. Quick, guys.
the woman's like, okay, I'm gonna send someone out. I tried my best to like describe where I was, but even though I've lived here my whole life, I'm really terrible with like directions and knowing how to get around and where I am. So I just gave her what I could, and she somehow was able to pinpoint me. And
At this point, did you stop and look at the tire? No.
I wish I could send you a picture of it right now. It was shredded to bits. Like my rim or wheel or whatever was like fucked up because I was dragging it on the road.
Right, right.
And
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. Um so he arrives behind me and he comes over to me and he's like, you can't leave this here, right? I'm like, sir,
The wheel or the tire or like the
the
car.
car, the whole car. He's
Right.
like, there's no way you can leave this here. Like you have to move this vehicle. And I'm like, how do you expect me to do that? Like, I don't know
LOL,
what
he
you
hit him with
expect.
the "you can't park here."
You can't.
You can't park here.
Me. It's like it's very dangerous and blah blah blah. Like he was just telling me like how I would be punished if I left it there.
Right,
And
right.
I was like, I don't know what to do. So can you just like can you I actually asked him if he could take me to Amazon. I
Dude,
was like,
I
there's no
promise
way
I'll
I'm
fix this
missing work.
right after I miss this after I finish the shift, dog. Give me like 9 hours. I'll get right back here. I'll move the silly little car. Just let me get to work, bro. Come on, be cool.
Exactly. That was kind of my sentiment. I was like, listen, I'm gonna move as soon as I can, but I really cannot miss this shift. So like, can you take me to Amazon for like, please? I can't miss this shift. And he was like, I can't take you to Amazon. It's like out of my jurisdiction or blah blah blah. But what I can do is take you back to my
Boo.
police station, and then you can get a ride from there. And I was like, all right, fine, whatever. So yeah, that's a really big uh-oh that I'll never forget.
Did you ever
Um, yeah.
did you ever move that car?
Yes.
The answer is no. It's still on the freeway.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of my mom's boyfriend, but that is one time that I am very grateful for. Is he drove to where my car was and like changed the tire for me and took my car home. So after I got off work, my car was home, which is
Nice, nice.
nice.
You know,
Yeah.
sometimes
So
bad things end with a good story anyway, man.
yeah, yeah. And I worked through that Amazon shift surprisingly like and like fine. But it was pretty awful, the whole thing.
You
That's a
guys
big
ever
oh.
take Delta 8?
No, I never have.
No.
No.
Why?
God. So it's not it's legal. It's legal to
It's
do
like
here.
CBD, not THC, or like really low
No,
level
it's
THC.
THC. It's fucking THC. Uh,
Oh,
so it's like diet weed. It's like weed, but not better, and it doesn't give you like as good of an experience. But it's
Allegedly.
legals. I mean,
Are you on the
it's
record saying that like is this what the story's leading to?
this was the story thing too.
Go ahead. Go ahead and cook.
It'll definitely get you like um like
Where you need to be.
inebriated. Yeah, where you need to be for sure.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like it's CBD where you have some and it's just like it's like not like nicotine or anything. But there was a time where I would do it almost daily because it was like $20. It was easy and it doesn't really do anything. So like I would hit the gym and I'd hit the pen and just like feel the soreness go away.
Hit the gym,
So,
hit the pen.
yeah, hit the gym, hit
It's
the
just
pen.
relaxing, bro. Just relax. Everyday life.
Yeah, so
a post-train puff.
yeah, that's what it was. So one time me and a former friend we were like, hey, the pen is just it sucks. They have gummies. And the gummies you can get like 25 of them for like $20. And I don't remember. I think it was like 25 grams or like, yeah, 25 grams each gummy. So the new Neon Genesis Evangelion movie came out. We wanted to
There's no
watch it.
fucking way. There's no
Yeah, I
fucking
swear to God.
way.
Swear to God, dude. Swear to God. So,
That
so
shit. That's oh my god.
yeah. So we sat.
That shit's crazy as hell being sober. What do you mean?
Yeah. So we sat. And I was like, all right, let's do it. So I took two to watch the movie, and the movie's like 3 hours. So I took two before it started, and it was like I was feeling it. It was going good, and then halfway through the movie, I'm like, you know what? This isn't where I really want to be. I took another one, so now I'm at like 150 grams almost.
Okay.
So I'm
Sounds
starting to
like
feel it.
a lot
Like,
of numbers.
have you seen the new Evangelion movie?
No, I still haven't.
Okay. What you, Madison?
No.
Okay. There's a scene. I don't know if you guys have seen like the actual like the original, but there's a scene where like everything just goes to shit and it gets very trippy.
Oh,
And
this is
then
the second to last episode?
no, it's a lot. Have you seen the movie?
No, I've only seen the show.
Okay, they are. All right.
I'm gonna watch it eventually. I'm gonna watch it eventually. If you say it, it won't matter. It won't stop me from watching it.
Okay.
I guarantee nobody who's listening, I know likes Neon Genesis. You're the only person I've had.
Neon Genesis is amazing.
You're one of three people I know that really rock with the show or the series.
Oh yeah, it's life changing. So
Wow.
there's a scene. So the movie series is like they redo the original show. And they change a lot of things. So like there's four movies. Movie one, movie two are kind of like almost exact copies of a few episodes. And then three and four change up the whole game. But they keep certain narrative beats. And the narrative beat that it hit me on was when like everything goes to shit. And it's a Japanese anime, so they all like they basically kill God.
Oh my
So
god.
when yeah, so are they, and more accurately they resurrect God. So when that's happening, it hits me. And I'm going like I'm freaking out in my mind, and then the movie ends, and then I'm like coming down. I've never done an edible from that before, so I'm coming down. I'm like, you know what? I'm going home. I want to sleep good. I'm gonna take another one.
Oh my god.
And then I'm chewing. I'm like, yeah, what the fuck? Let's do another one. So I do two more. I'm like 5 deep now. And then on the car ride home, like it's like a wave. I get fucking here, and like I'm in the car panicking because I know I've never been that high before. So high. And then I get home and I'm like freaking out because it's been like 5 hours and I'm still high. I go to sleep.
What
I
time
wake
is
up.
this? What time is this right now?
When I try to go to sleep, it's like 5 a.m.
Okay, all right.
It's like 5. It's 5 a.m. Friday night. And then I go to sleep, I wake up, I'm still high. I was high for 2 days.
I feel like you
Of
told me
what,
about. Yeah, I
5
feel like you have told us to do
Delta
before.
8 gum?
Yeah, I was high of for 2 days.
What did you do the second day? Like what? Like what? Did you just sit
I was
down
in
and lay in
bed the
bed?
whole day. I was in bed the whole day.
What did you
Yeah,
eat?
and it was like
Pigeon?
I had like a burger.
A pigeon burger?
Oh
I
fuck.
just like
Culver's?
I DoorDash food and I just sat in bed the whole day, like for 2 straight days.
Wow.
Yeah. But I don't do that anymore.
Did it ever get fun during the middle of it, or was it always just like a
No, it was
constant?
awful the
Uh,
whole time. It was so bad. It is not like an upper kind of
was it
experience.
ever?
It's definitely a downer.
So it was. So it was never good. Like the experience was never good.
Yeah, there weren't any like key moments that were like taking you out of the
Besides killing
panic.
God or resurrecting God.
Do you think the
Uh,
resurrection of God was the catalyst to your onset of,
Maybe you were
of
hoping they would kill
symptoms?
no, it was when I was driving and I realized that my friend was also high, and then he was driving, and I was like, dude, pull to the side. And
Wait, wait.
Pull over, dude. Pull over.
no, I
You
was
were
seriously
driving
like,
and he was driving?
no, I was he was driving. I
Right.
didn't know that he took stuff. He was just driving.
Oh,
Yeah.
Did he pull over?
God.
Yeah, he legally pulled over.
Thank you, officer.
Yeah. Yeah, that was
You
definitely an
almost
O.
you almost died of dysentery. You almost died of
I'll tell
Delta
you what
8
though,
or
I never did it past that day. Like that was like I stopped. Like, I can't do it anymore.
wow. I didn't know Delta 8 was like that
Shit.
potent.
Sounds like Delta 9. Am I right?
It's good. It's definitely good. It sounds like yeah. That's real weed till tonight.
That's real. That's the real stuff, man. Would you ever do? Are you saying you would never do it again, or like I'm not
Delta
that
8, no, I would never do it again. I would never do
not,
Delta 8
You're
again.
not that type of person anymore. That's the old you.
No. Yeah. Delta 8 is horrible.
Okay. You guys
What
got any
about
more?
other?
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go. You got it.
No.
No. Good. You're good. You're good at this. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No.
I'm okay. My other question is there any more uh-ohs you guys got? Any more stories you guys got left?
Hmm.
Oh, I have one.
Floor is yours.
When my sister gave birth to my youngest nephew, uh, she was like, she had just had the baby, and she was like, "Hey, I'm really craving some McDonald's sweet tea. Like, can you and mom go get it for me?" So we went to get it, and we came right back. It was like 5 minutes. We got her food, got her large McDonald's sweet tea. I'm carrying the drink tray, and my mom's carrying the food. And we're walking to the elevator, and all of a sudden, like, I tripped and fell and dropped the drink tray, and the cups of tea like broke open, and I like slammed my knees on the ground so hard, and like it made such a loud sound. The hospital was dead silent. It made such a loud sound the way my knees hit the floor that like a bunch of people rushed over to see what happened, and my mom was like screaming, like she was screaming bloody murder all because I fell, and like I realized there was a piece of plastic that was on the floor. It was like a zip tie that's used for like I think delivery boxes. And I like stepped in it. It was like a lasso. It was like someone lassoed me. I stepped in this piece of plastic, and instead of looking down at my feet and making sure I don't, lasso myself, I basically like hula hooped my ankles, and that's what caused me to trip and fall. And so the security guard is like taking all my information, like everyone's freaking out. My mom's like, oh my God, are you okay?" And then I'm like in serious pain, but I'm like, I feel so bad that I dropped the sweet tea that my sister really, really wanted. Her postpartum craving was this McDonald's sweet tea. So I'm in the elevator, like with the food, and I'm watching the janitor like clean up my mess. And it was a huge mess, right in the middle of the elevator section.
Large
And so we
iced tea,
get up
that's
there.
so fucking much. That's so much fucking tea.
Yeah, we get up there, and my sister's like, what took you guys so long? And then she's like, where's the sweet tea? And so I had to explain it to her.
Where's my drink?
Where's my shirt?
Like, fuck the nuggets, fuck the fries,
my
sauce. I
diet
just
Dr.
want the
Coke.
tea. Yeah. So I had to explain it to her,
That you almost
and
tore
I
your
had like a
ACL?
pic. Yeah.
Did you ever
She was like,
go ahead, go
"Did I
ahead.
ever what?"
Did you ever sue the hospital?
This is why I'm telling you
That's
this
because that's
story.
my initial thought is that you just described getting Looney Tuned fucking cartoon trapped in the middle of a hospital. My first initial thought is, why'd you guys leave this lasso onto me like I'm getting trapped? And did you find a good lawyer? Like, what was the next step after you embarrassed yourself in front of a giant building,
I'm so
in front of all
disappointed
those new
every time I
babies?
think about this because my mom and Kathy and her husband, they were all like, "Oh my God, like this seems like a very promising lawsuit. Like you should,
This is
you
a
should."
they all rubbed their hands together and said, "This is a promising opportunity we found ourselves in."
Yes,
They're like,
that,
hell yeah.
that was
What's
like
the
not.
character from
Hold on,
King of the Hill?
uh,
Lucky.
oh hell yeah! Maybe your mom was screaming for joy. She saw you hurt yourself and said, "Oh yeah," she saw brighter days ahead. And so
Yeah,
what'd you do next?
man. So I didn't do anything.
Went back to Amazon.
That's the thing. Like, um, I was debating like, oh, should I pursue this idea, like because it was kind of negligent, like irresponsible for
Kinda.
them, you know. Uh, but then I thought about myself, and I was like, well, if I had only stepped my foot out a little bit further, you
There was no
know,
sign. Was
then
there a sign? Was there a sign
there
that there
was
was a lasso in the building?
there was no.
There was no
Oh my
warning
god,
sign.
I would have sued so fucking hard.
I
I can't.
know. I know. My mom and sister and her husband always bring it up. They're like, Maddie, you really dropped the bag. Like,
You dropped the bag. You're not a bad chaser.
You
I'm
could have
sorry.
you could have
I'm
saved us
so-
all years of work if you wanted to just
yeah.
spend a few racks on a lawyer. It's
I
all.
know. I feel like they were. I feel like when we went to reception, my mom was like trying really hard to get them to like offer some sort of.
Compensation?
Yeah, she was trying really hard. I was like, Mom, it's fine, it's
No,
fine.
no,
Like,
no. That's too hard. That's revealing your hand. No, 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 no. You got to get a lawyer
Yeah.
first. Got to get a lawyer first.
yeah,
You said
yeah.
this was
So
at a hospital?
yeah, it was at a
You were
hospital.
like, you gotta give me healthcare for a year at least, man. You
I'm
every
not.
day.
I'm not
No, y'all should,
leaving. I'm
y'all
I'm
not
not
should,
leaving
leaving.
without something.
y'all
You know,
should
they
see
say like
how bad.
if you get hit by a bus in college, you get tuition for free. Ooh, I wish some shit like that happened to me. I'm getting healthcare for free.
Wow, yeah, I really could have milked it, but I didn't. And they always give me shit for it. They're like, we could have been paid right now. Like, we could have had our own hospital,
To
Maddie.
be fair, it is never too late. If it happened once, who's to say there's still not a lasso out in a hospital just waiting to get followed over? So like if you ever have free time, I'd suggest, hey, go back to any really hospital. It might take some searching, but just carry some McDonald's iced tea and just always be ready. That's the lesson I took away from that.
Yeah, I really wish I could have asked for like a snippet of the security footage just to play it back for you guys to see. Because just talking about it doesn't do it justice.
On
Like,
a scale
if
of
you
one
would,
to
I feel
10,
like
how
what?
painful? On a scale of 1 to 10, how painful was it?
It was probably a 10. I slammed so hard. And because I was holding the tray of drinks, I had no way to stop my fall, to break my fall. Like, it was my bruises on my knees were awful for a long time. Like, my mom kept saying, like, you gotta take pictures and go to the doctor and get all this stuff, all this evidence
And a
to
lawyer.
show why it had
And
like
a lawyer.
lasting effects.
You could have been out
Yeah,
of work for months. Your
I
case is right.
know.
Your case is right there. Oh my god, man.
I know.
Who's your financial advisor? They didn't do you any justice, man.
But yeah,
What?
if you were to see the bird's eye view, it would look like it would look like a ghost just pushed me over really hard. 'Cause
What?
it just didn't make any sense. And my mom had to inspect my feet and figure out what happened. And she finally saw the zip tie and like pulled it off of my ankles.
What was worse, the
Yeah,
pain from the fall or the shame?
probably the shame. The shame is still rippling. The pain is gone.
Have you? You've
The
never.
shame.
You've never mentally healed from the shame of falling in the middle of a
No,
hospital with McDonald's iced tea.
No,
Yeah,
and not um being litigious, kind of letting it go.
I understand.
It's America, you know.
We all have our faults. We all have our faults.
Yeah.
All right, moving it along, bringing it back to the old days. Do you guys remember any famous moments from our high school, like our defining high school moments from Mallard Creek boys?
Hmm.
You guys want me to go first, or
Yeah, go ahead.
yeah? Okay, so I think I have told this story on the podcast before, and if I'm not, this is one of my favorite stories to tell. Justin, yeah, Justin Smathers. 'Cause I'm sure I've already said it before. I hope he listens to it. I'll take any listeners I'm willing to get. Famously beat cancer. So congratulations to him on that.
Shout out to Mr. Smathers.
Shout out to Mr. Smathers. The moment I always think about in high school is him beating cancer, but more importantly, the announcement that the entire school and campaign they had revolving around him getting cancer, and to help donate and to help the family support, they suggested that students, hey, donate some games to him, for him in his battle through cancer. And that's always stuck with me because, you know what I mean? Like I can imagine I can't imagine anybody like thinks about going through cancer. I can't imagine thinking, damn man, this cancer sucks.
See, that's where
this Gears of War 2 is hitting though, guys. Oh my
that,
god.
that's where Justin Smathers and Madison differ. He was chasing the bag, just a different bag.
It's a different
It's
the
a different
same line.
bag. It is
It's the
still a
same
bag.
endpoint. There's
Yeah.
again, and I can look at it now like, you know what? Maybe he was thinking because just because I have cancer doesn't mean I can't enjoy the new Super Mario Galaxy.
Well, I thought about this for a long time when it first happened, and it finally clicked with me. Okay, Eric, let's say you were a charitable person with not a lot of money. All right.
Right.
Justin Smathers has cancer.
Right.
All right. Are you more likely to give $1, or are you more likely to give a game that you don't play anymore?
I think it's
You're
50.
more likely.
Sure,
It's 50-50.
So 50-50. 50-50. I
Yeah.
get that thinking. It's just weird that that I wouldn't land on banking on a 50-50. You know what I mean? Because like
It's
it
a
had to be his
school.
idea.
Yeah, it had to be his idea. It's a school. There are a lot of young kids. Gaming back then just like it really took off. There was like the PS3 and the Xbox 360 just came out at that time. People were buying games every day. Just what are you more likely to donate? As a kid too. You're more likely to come home and bring $5. You're more likely to bring home that game you never play. If you're a person that like has decided to give, it's the game 90% of the time. I remember hearing he got a lot of goddamn games.
I know he did because
You can't play them all. You got to sell a bit of them.
But that's
yeah.
okay. That's okay. That feels a lot. That feels
There
a
you
little.
go.
I don't like that thinking at that point because why are people giving you stuff that you're just gonna sell? At that point, I guess it's the same thing as a donation, except they didn't give you the money.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was at first. Like at first, they probably told him the school was like, "Sorry, Justin, you have like we're very sorry to hear that you have cancer. Like, let's do it. Do you want to do a fundraiser? Like, do you want us to do a bake sale?" And he was like, "Fuck it, bro. I play Xbox,
Fuck
man."
it, let's get on over it too, guys.
No, it makes sense because like he was out of school at the time, doing
Yeah.
his process. He doesn't have like as many games as he wants. He's like, I need to play something. What are you gonna do with those excess games, bro? You're gonna sell them. You're gonna sell them. You're gonna give them to GameStop.
Did you ever hear like a number for like amount of games? Like if I had to,
I remember
was it over
he
200?
he was in ROTC, and I was in ROTC at the time too.
Thank you
I
for your
remember
service.
You're welcome. I remember hearing that he got a lot of games, and it wasn't just new like used games. He got new games as well.
That's what stunned me too. That's what when I heard
Well,
that too, I was like, wow, really?
Yeah, I mean, it also. Yeah, I remember that happening. So I salute him for the bag. I salute him.
He saw an
I think
opportunity.
someone even gave him a console too, if I'm not mistaken.
I think I
What?
heard that too. I don't remember what it was.
Yeah.
I think I heard that too.
So shout out to him.
It-
Tragically, I talked to a lot of people. Like I asked them sort of the same question. They always say a dead person. Always say someone who passed.
It's like 3 that come to the top.
It's
of my mind.
tragic.
It's
Of people that passed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, who's your 3?
The
R.I.P. to all of these people. Like
Yeah.
it's very tragic to die young.
Ray RP him, great dude.
Yeah.
I didn't know him too much, but the couple interactions I have with him, lovely guy, man. Lovely guy.
Yeah.
Really sad for his family. That's the biggest one, and I didn't know the other guys much, but like Stefan.
Stefan
Not
what?
not ours, not ours.
Not our Stefan.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a different one. It was a different one.
Whatever happened to Stefan?
I have no idea.
Stefan.
I have no idea.
Do you remember Stefan, Madison?
Is it Abraham? Is his last name?
Yes. Yes.
Did he ride the bus with us?
I'm sure he did. Yeah.
He did. Yeah. He lived in our neighborhood.
Dude, what did happen to him?
I don't know. I remember
And
he was like a kid that used to lie for no reason. I thought that was very funny.
I think a lot of kids lie for no reason, to be honest.
a lot of pathological people.
Yeah, we're all trying to fake it till we make it. We're all trying to fake it until somebody gives us a bunch of games and we can sell that and save our cancer.
I mean, I remember hearing rumors of what happened to him, but I had no idea. I heard a rumor that he went to like a military school. So maybe that happened.
Wow,
And what's Stefan away?
I have no idea. Who else? Who was the third person?
There was a third. I just forget. It might have been right after. Like right after.
I remember.
We graduated, but that was it.
Yeah. Was it Elizabeth? Was it Elizabeth Berry?
I don't know.
I do remember. I remember Elizabeth Berry.
That was sad.
I do not know who that is.
I didn't know her
R.I.P.
personally, but
I think she was a year or two younger than us, and her father was
Coach Berry.
Coach Berry, yeah.
Yeah. He and his wife worked there. There's his daughter Casey went to school.
Yeah, Casey was in our grade. She's
Never
very nice person.
It's really sad.
Really, that is terrible.
Yeah, her younger daughter, she got leukemia as well. Casey like shaved her head off, her hair off in solidarity.
Oh, wow.
And it was massive. They did a huge like GoFundMe, Casey Strong. She raised a lot of money. And
you mean Elizabeth Strong?
Elizabeth Strong.
That had to be the year I was gone. That had to be the year I was at like West Schmidt.
It was senior year. No, it was senior year.
I came in like halfway through the year. I just don't remember anything.
Near the end of the year, yeah.
Again, I stopped showing up. I really stopped showing up around that part.
Yeah, that was real sad that she passed. She passed a little bit after we
That was sad.
Certainly possible.
Certainly possible. I'll say a memorable moment. I remember being on the bus, and I remember there was a girl, and she was sitting alone, and then there were like adjacent from her there was a pair of sisters, and one of the sisters was hanging her foot on the edge of the chair, and then the girl says, "Don't put your foot on my seat," and then she takes it off, and then I go, "You gonna let her talk to you like that? Ooh, you gonna let her talk to you?"
No.
And I was like, "Put your foot back." What's she gonna do? She puts her foot back. She's like, "Don't put your fucking foot on my seat." I'm like, "Ooh, you gonna hit her?" And then she goes, "You ain't gonna fucking touch me." And I'm like, "I'll fuck you up." And they started fighting. And the bus driver, now that I'm an adult, I realize that these bus drivers are part-time workers and really shouldn't be getting in the middle of anything. So they start fighting, and he continues driving. They're fighting for 5 to 10 minutes, and he eventually gets to the sister's stop. So it's 1 versus 2 at this point. They are fighting. The bus driver's doing nothing. No kid is setting them apart. Just straight hair pulling and punching. The mom, we're sitting there for so long that the mom that was picking them up is looking around in the car like, what the hell's happening? She gets on the bus and like tries to break them up, and she looks at me and she's like, "Help me!" And I go, "No, I'm not gonna do that.
I will not be.
I'll instigate it, but I won't break it up.
I will instigate it, but I will not."
No.
No,
This is not my fight anymore.
This is not my battle.
How did it end? Did she end?
The mom had to pull them back off. That's how it ended.
I was gonna say, are they still fighting to this day?
I remember the girl, the one person that got jumped almost. I think after that incident, it was like a 3-strike thing. Like she was like a frequent fighter, and I think she just like she moved schools after that. She lived in our neighborhood, yeah.
A frequent fighter.
Did she put up a good fight?
She did. She was winning.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she was winning. Respect to her.
Maybe
Yeah.
she has a career opportunity that she's not realizing.
We don't know where any of
Yeah.
these people are at this point. Maybe she, she used her power for good. I don't know.
Let me look
Wow.
her up. I remember her name. Let me see if she's on LinkedIn.
You do?
If she only,
Yeah.
maybe she's on LinkedIn.
I looked up Justin Smathers. I found him.
Oh, how's he doing?
He's good. We're all adults. It's just working.
Okay.
I didn't know you were a pot stirrer, Alejandro.
Oh, I'm a huge instigator.
Are you saying you never thought that about him, or like?
I just don't know him as well as you, so
Okay.
it surprised me to hear
There's very few times
that
I've
he.
seen him do it, but like he absolutely has the personality of one.
What does that mean, Eric?
I think you enjoy chaos, but I think you specifically enjoy creating it. I enjoy chaos. I enjoy just being around it. I'm not a very big instigator, but I'm very used to chaos being around me, so I have no discomfort of creating a chaos atmosphere. But I do think you enjoy creating it, respectfully, of course.
Uh,
I could be wrong.
Who's
to say? Who's to say?
Who's to say?
You
Who's to
know,
say? That was years ago.
Like, years ago, yeah. We're all different people.
Years
by
ago.
that
We're
point.
all different people. Yeah.
Sometimes you go to Lincoln, Illinois, it changes you as a person.
Yeah.
Regular stuff. Trying to think though.
Oh yeah, why didn't you put your shit in a carry-on? Why did you check your baggage?
I brought a lot of clothes. I was gonna be there for like a week.
Oh.
So
That's
like,
like 6 outfits, man. Come on.
what do you?
Yeah, I thought men
but like,
pack light.
I'm not gonna be looking. I ain't gonna be looking bummy out in fucking Lincoln, Illinois. Get the fuck out of here, dog.
You gotta show out, bro.
Oh my god! I think I had like 6 pairs of shoes. Oh my god! I had like
Just to
4
flex
fucking
on
hats.
Taco Barrel.
So like I didn't know what we were gonna do. All I knew was that money was gonna be spent on company dime. So I figured, all right, man, if I'm gonna be eating nice, I'm at least gonna be dressing nice too. Like I was trying to look good to like impress my boss so that I get a promotion. I did get a promotion eventually. It was all a long play. It just took some ups and downs and the worst couple days of my life to get there. But it all worked out. Now I'm making more money and still broke. So, you take the good with the bad.
Just less broke.
No, not even less broke. I think I'm legit the most broke I've ever been in my life. As I make more money, I get more and more bills. It's not offsetting.
True.
It's not offsetting.
That's true. That's very true.
I make more money, but I keep needing more and more stuff. I'm just honestly, my entire life now is revolved around just making it to the next 2 years to when my car's paid off. And then it's like, all right, now I can start saving money. But until then, unless I start making $35 an hour, I'm gonna be in the red. It is what it is. But again, it's just 2 years. It's just 2 years. 2 years flies by like it's nothing. So
yeah.
Isn't it crazy how we're almost 30?
Oh my god, I think
Doesn't it feel weird?
So it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's because like I talk to my sisters about this not sometimes, and it's just like to me they're all like 29 and 30, but like my oldest sister I think is like 36 now.
Oof.
My oldest sister is like 10 years older than me. So
yeah, Madison, how old are you? You have to be 26, right?
Right?
I'm 26.
Oh,
I just turned 26. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there you go, Eric. Bad friend. Doesn't know the age.
My bad, dog. Listen, I'm recovering. I just came back from Lincoln, Illinois, 8 months ago. Jet lag.
Yeah.
It's a lot of yeah, man. I'm recovering. But no,
Yeah, high school was 10 years ago. You know what? My Uber driver was do you, this connects. Do you remember she was like a resource, she was kind of like a sub resource person. Like she would be a substitute, she would help out. Do you remember what I'm talking about?
I think so. But there's a name I'm looking for.
Miss Jewel? No.
Is
it?
it?
No.
What was her name? What'd you say?
It's not.
I said Miss Jewel.
No, I don't think it was her.
But you know what I'm talking about, right?
I'm pretty sure I do. Again, a lot of
Describe her.
So many faces in high school of me have just been blanked out. It like
I'm
I don't.
bad at description,
I remember less and less every day.
Yeah, same. But she was a bigger black lady.
It was Miss Jules. She was my Uber driver.
Oh my god.
Yeah, she was my Uber driver coming home from like a night of drinking with the guys. And she was like,
you said Neon Genesis.
Did she recognize you?
Yeah, she did. We talked, like she recognized me, Marquise, like, and we were talking. She was like, yeah, you guys are coming up in your 10 years. Are you guys gonna have it? I'm like, oh shit, we are. And we don't have it. No one has set it up yet. I don't know even if they would.
Who would be? Yeah, I got. Yeah, is it up to us? Is
No,
that
it's up
what?
to the school. It's up to the
Yeah.
school.
It is? I thought it was up to
It-
the senior class.
you mean us?
Yeah.
Like I
I
thought
thought it was
each
50-50.
set of graduating.
Yeah, I thought it was 50-50 too, where it had to be like the school would help out because obviously it would be at the school or like
Yeah.
sponsored by the school or something like that. And then you would have like someone who would take up the role, but it's not like Mallard Creek when we went. The school was I don't even think the school was 10 years old at that
No,
point,
I
right?
think legit,
Yeah,
I
it
think
was still new.
my sister
Yeah.
was a part of the first official graduating class of that. And like
Yeah,
Oh,
and you're
really?
when we got there, yeah, it was. I think when we got there, it was like legit just 5 years old.
Yeah, so like we didn't have we don't have the culture, or I mean, I don't know if they do now, but we didn't have the culture of like, yeah, yeah. So like, I don't know if it's ever gonna
My
happen.
sister graduated. She had never been to no 10-year anniversary.
Exactly. So it's not like
Yeah.
the school doesn't have that. So it would have to be an informal one, and then that's it.
I wonder
I don't
who
think we're
would-
gonna have
who
one.
would want to be like the person in charge of that anyway.
Justin Smathers.
Just as much. From what I know from media, is that it's like the class president who does that, right?
I don't even remember.
That's
who
what
our
I
class
always
president
thought.
Who's our class
It
president?
was like the student government, and like it was in media, of course. I don't know if this is right, but like it's just like the older people, like the leadership was like, yeah, we're having we're having a 10-year. If you have the contact information from these people, like send it. We're gonna have it at the school at this date. That's what it's supposed to be. Will
There
we
is
have
like
it? No.
There is a Facebook group that I saw people were like spitballing, but I don't know if it's gonna go anywhere.
Because ours
Sure.
is what, 2 years away? We graduated 2015.
We graduated 2015. Yeah, it's 2 years away.
Yeah, it's 2 years away. Oh my god,
Damn, we're getting
Yeah.
fucking old.
I can't believe it. I can't believe it's been that long.
Would you guys go?
I'd go. Yeah,
If
I'd
you
go. I
guys
see
go,
people.
I'll go.
I see people from high school all the time. Like they'll always say the same thing. It's like, God damn, that's you. And I go, yeah. Like when I remember
good
you,
way
it
or
wasn't
bad
like
way?
that. Yeah, it was in a good way.
Right.
Cause like I'll pull up like fucking this,
Right.
just normal.
You look like you ate your old you and then somehow subsequently did 300 push-ups right after it.
Yeah,
What?
they'll always say the same thing of like, man, when I
He's a
remember you,
brick.
you're like
dog.
the
He's a fucking brick. He
They're
like he
like,
was
you were the
really, he was
class
really fit.
clown.
He was really fit his senior year.
That's when I was doing boxing. I wasn't
Yeah.
really I was weightlifting a little bit, but I was mostly boxing. So I was a little skinny, dude. I was like
Yeah.
I was like 180 back then.
Good looking legs, man. Yeah.
Oh, my legs
My
were
God.
awful back then compared to
Great.
now.
Great haircut, man. His nose looks really good. Oh my god.
Thank you.
Things I do to him in private, allegedly.
Yeah, and so I definitely fucking go back. See the people.
Okay, now what if it's 25 to get in?
Still do it. Is open bar?
That's a good question. Do you think? I don't think there would be. Although I think if anything could afford it, I would trust Mallard Creek on doing it for any public school.
If it were to happen, it would probably be at a bar. I don't think the school would allow that to happen. I think it would be at a bar.
Fuck, you
and-
make it at a bar. I'm gonna be there.
Yeah, no, of course.
Yeah. I know. Well, I'd be there, and I know subsequently Chris would find a way to also be there, having never stepped foot in the fucking school.
He went to Mallard Creek for 1 year.
No, he didn't.
Yeah.
No,
Yes, he did.
He never went to Mallard Creek. Chris.
I might think in middle school.
Yeah,
Never mind.
Chris went to Hopewell the entire time.
Mm.
I
Really?
think he legit only set foot on the campus. I think he stepped foot twice. Once because prom wasn't on the campus. So he stepped on it for like one sophomore year event or like a zombie event, and that's the only time he ever stepped foot. I technically think on Mallard Creek, but I think Chris knows about as much about Mallard Creek as I do at this point. Because like every story
Wow.
I've told, I've forgotten, and I think he's usually pretty good at remembering stuff.
Did he go to Ridge Road?
He did go to Ridge Road with us.
No, that's where I know him. I was like, wait, if he didn't go to Mallard Creek, how do I know him?
Yeah.
So that makes
What
sense.
my fear of a reunion would be is that it would be organized by like, because every school has cliques, right? So
Yeah.
like it'd be organized by one clique, and then everyone else wouldn't just go. They wouldn't know about it. So I'd still love to go.
That doesn't
I'd
sound
still
like
love to
that
go.
sounds like 20 people from high school getting together.
That's what I think it would be. I think it would be if it were to happen, it'd be like 20, like
That sounds-
30 people.
That's just our game night.
Yeah, that's what I think it'd be. But I would absolutely love to go see where people are now. There's some
Oh
people
my
that I
God.
know now that like have came out, like they're just completely different people. I would love to catch up with them.
There's at this point, from what I've heard, there's a good amount of people that are like, not surprisingly, but like really successful in life,
Yeah.
and like
Yeah, it's happened.
yeah, and like it's not like surprising me, but it's just like, wow, man, good for you. I am late. I'm about to be late on rent. You know what I mean? It's just always just like, man, good for you guys, dog.
What I really want to see is the people that have children. That's what I'm dying to see.
You want to see their children? You want to meet their
No,
children?
I want to know that they have children. Like, hey, you have a kid yet? You're 27.
Hey, you have a
You
kid
know?
yet? We're getting old, dog.
Yeah.
I
Like,
mean,
hey,
yeah.
It is kind of wild to like only know someone in that context and then think of them as a parent,
that's what
you
I'm
know?
saying, right?
Like, holy shit, you birthed or you made a child and you're like raising them? No
Yeah.
way.
It's
No
like I
way, dog.
remember you as the guy that would argue with the teacher.
That's great.
You have a child?
I remember you got sent to ISS for like a whole week straight, dog. You're raising a kid now.
Yeah.
Hey, man.
You got a
Congratulations.
child now? Oh my gosh.
Oh man.
You remember Sean? You remember Sean?
I sure do. I sure do.
He's
Sean
having his
who?
first kids, Sean Edwards.
Yeah. Hey, congratulations.
Yeah, he's having his first kid. Congratulations to him.
Who is Sean Edwards? That's such a cool name. Sean Edwards.
I guarantee you remember. It's a very.
He was
again,
a
one of the-
Jamaican dude, yeah. He was
Oh,
like
yeah. I'm better with faces than names, but
I
yeah.
can't remember any names from high school. I can't remember.
I remember a couple.
I remember Beauchamp.
I don't remember.
Oh my god.
I don't remember Sean.
If you guys could go back and give yourself advice from high school, like from 10 years ago right now, what would you tell yourself?
Invest in Bitcoin and Dogecoin.
Oh my
Invest in
God.
it with 10 years. Is it around 10 years ago, or would you be the one that created
Oh
it?
yeah.
No, dude.
No. Bitcoin and Dogecoin.
Yeah.
Like if my younger self would believe me, I'd say drop out right now and work as much as you can to invest in Bitcoin and Dogecoin.
Don't do anything. Do you think you would listen to you? You see,
I hope he would.
you're a pretty trustworthy
I hope
guy. I don't know.
I hope he would, yeah.
Okay.
That's
What about you,
exactly what I
Eric?
would do.
I think
What would you say?
I would definitely tell myself is like, I tell myself to just, hey man, no matter what, wear a condom. I tell myself that no matter what, because I think my whole it immediately fucked up my like the way I move.
That's very true,
Because
Eric. I agree with you there.
Because I'm
That is very
always
true.
moving on the game plan of, well, you're not gonna wear a condom, so like let's take a step back. So like I think I would be different, but like if I just wore a condom,
Eric,
I know my life would be safer.
Here's the thing, Eric. If you were offered, like, you were like, yeah, we can do it, and she was like, but you had to wear a condom, would you deny?
At this point or then?
Yeah. This point.
At this point, I don't need it. So I got work the next day.
There
dog.
you go. Yeah, there you
Exactly,
go. There you
exactly.
go. There you go.
What the
Yeah.
Wear
Yeah.
a condom, dog. I
You
got
and I-
I got a shift for like 5 hours, dog. If I wanted to waste my time, I could just go to work. You know what I mean? I could just do it overtime. What do you mean wear a condom?
I agree with you, Eric.
But
yeah.
I know that now it's simply because I got spoiled too early, and now
That's
I
very
can't.
true.
And now I can't appreciate the little things in life. Being
That's
able to
very
just
true, Eric.
appreciate the offer, that should be good enough. But no, I'm too good for even that, dog. I've seen the other side, so now I can't even appreciate it.
So the
I
takeaway
completely
is Mallard Creek sex education failed. Did we even get sex education at Mallard Creek?
Yeah, we did. It was supposed to be part of your. Yeah, it was supposed to
I
be
don't
part of your
remember
PE. Yeah, it was
remember
part of
it
your
at all.
PE.
There was somebody I was close with. I know I had a class with, but yeah, we definitely had it. I definitely didn't. I didn't pay too much attention to it. It was definitely just a grade for me. I know that.
Yeah.
Damn.
But that's I think like besides that, I think I'd probably just say is like, yeah, man, don't even worry about that year of college. I like that'd be the only thing is like, dude, you don't care about college no matter what. Just trust your instinct. You don't care about college. Just focus on something else. That's the thing is like I just didn't need that year of college. It didn't put me in a different place in life. If I was gonna go to college, I should have been dedicated, and I knew I wasn't. So I went anyway though. But that's
Well, aren't you trying to go back though, Eric?
I don't trying to go back. It's like I could go back, and I thought about going back, but I don't need to go to like a 4-year. You know what I mean? Like I could start out.
Well, no, you should definitely start at CP.
Yeah,
definitely.
And I thought about
yeah.
that. But I would tell myself like trust. I would just say trust your gut. That's the only thing I would say is trust my gut. I've never been wrong in life, except for when I'm wrong. But besides those times, I'm like batting 1,000. So I would just say, hey man, just trust your gut, and you'll be fine. I also I'd legit tell myself, watch out for like January 3rd, 2020. No. Actually, what would I tell myself? I tell myself to don't fucking crash my car ever and tell my dad. I tell that. I'd say that. Your dad does not care about you. Don't fucking tell him when you fuck up. Those are like the two biggest things. What would you, Madison?
God.
I feel like I've told myself to focus more on your academics, take it seriously, show up to class,
Oh my
stop,
god.
stop being boy crazy.
Boo. What a nerd.
Boo,
I would say all that to myself.
nerd.
Oh my
Boo.
god.
Set yourself up better. I
T-
needed to hear all that
Take it seriously. That is always good advice. I don't think
because
anyone
I really bullshitted my way through high school. Like I didn't apply myself, and like all the teachers would tell me like, "Oh, we see so much potential in you, and you're just not like you're not applying it."
How many times do you think a teacher, like an average teacher, says that to a student? Like says that statement a year? Like I
A
see
lot.
you know what I
A
mean?
lot,
Like
yeah.
how do you think they mean it?
Yeah, but I graduated by the skin of my teeth, you know?
I know a lot of people that graduate by the skin of their teeth.
Oh my
Anybody,
God. Do you guys remember that at the end of high school they like called all the kids that were failing into like the assistant, not the assistant, the counselor's offices, somehow they started passing? What did they say to them? What happened?
I've never thought about that. The person who I'd really like to ask is Gabriel, because I knew Gabriel should not have passed, but purely because of days missed. I knew that. I don't know if he got called in.
Here's my conspiracy theory. Okay, this is
Purely conspiracy.
based on nothing. Okay,
Based on nothing, not factual at all. Loose journalism here. Loose journalism.
Very loose journalism here. Okay, Mallard Creek at the time was a very new school, like we said.
Honestly, less than 7
less
years.
than 10, less than 7 years. It's like 6 years maybe. At that time, we're in a pretty middle class neighborhood. Our football team was doing amazing. Our sports team in general were doing pretty good. So I think that especially around that time,
Allegedly,
we had a new principal.
we did.
Now that we know, now that years have gone by, a lot of the principals that we had in Mallard Creek went on to become superintendents of CMS, which is the highest you can get. So I think that, and I know, Mallard Creek had one of the highest graduation rates in the state. In the state, okay? We shouldn't have. Our dropout rate was less than 2%. How did we have the highest graduation rate and the highest passing rate? Has to be rigged. And that one day that they brought in all the kids, allegedly, they brought in all those kids to be like, well, you're failing, you got to pass somehow. They had to be doing something. They had to be doing something to boost those grades to make them start passing.
Now, if you were the principal and if you were the team a part of setting this up, what would you allegedly want the students to do? If you needed something to say, all right, dog, just give us something. We needed just a little bit.
Here's what I think happened. Also around this time, we got the 50% rule. You guys remember that?
I know the name. I don't remember what it was. I've
heard that
before.
What it was is that in any assignment, as long as you turn in a piece of paper with your name on it, you will get 50%. A teacher was fired.
Joking about that.
Yeah, a teacher was fired because he sent an email out to the parents, and it said something along the lines of this 50% rule isn't fair. Imagine if your kid studied very hard, he got 100%, and then John turns in his name and he gets 50%. It deflates the grades. Your kid's diploma won't mean as much to colleges now that this 50% rule is implemented. So he got fired. As he should have. Stay in your fucking lane, dude.
Do your fucking job.
What's this?
Teach the
Yeah.
How would you teach the kids?
How about you teach the goddamn kids? So
maybe if you taught the kids better, they wouldn't turn in empty sheets of paper, jerk.
Exactly.
Get out of here.
So what I think happened is that they implemented the 50% rule to get the grades up. they at like the end of the year, if you were failing, I think they told faculty and they told staff that's like these kids, you have to let them like you have to give them an exception and let them redo their work.
Mm-hmm.
If not, they will fail. And we just can't have that happening.
Mm-hmm.
Like we have the highest graduation rate in almost in the state. Like I'm sure some sort of funding comes from that.
Mm-hmm.
So it was probably monetary based. Like we want kids to pass. That's what I think happened.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Right.
Allegedly.
Or because again, or maybe everybody just turned it in all at the same time. Maybe everybody turned all their work in. You never know. You never know.
No.
I'm not saying what did or didn't happen. I swear I think we've talked about this, but I think we talked about this like right after graduation.
Well, I've been having that fucking like conspiracy theory since I graduated. Because I know some kids shouldn't have fucking passed. I know there were some people.
Did you ever ask any kid that?
Well, I remember seeing one kid who. This also goes back to another moment that I'll talk about later involving the same kid. But I remember him like asking me to tell him some answers to a test that took place like 3 months before. So, like,
Oh my God.
You know, like what I think happened is that they just let them redo everything at maybe like a discounted grade, but C's get degrees. So as long as you turn that bitch in, you get 50. You rank that up, hike it up. Maybe they excuse some absences here and there because that what got a lot of kids too.
Mm-hmm.
So they were fudging the numbers.
Yeah, I have to say.
Tell me that doesn't hold weight. Tell me that does not hold weight.
No.
The part that's getting to me is like I've never thought about the principals using it as a stepping stone to being a superintendent because I've heard that before. I know a good amount of teachers in my life now. That sounds crazy to me. It's like I know real life teachers that teach kids now. And I could see a principal just like, all right, I'm principal now, and then they just go into something else. But then it's like,
you like after principal, you get into it. Yeah, you have to go into like the board, or you go into like the next logical step is like like the superintendent path.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the number one thing was to like get the school funds.
Mm-hmm.
You do better. Like if your school performs or excels, you get money. You can invest it back into the school. Number one. Number two, it looks great. That's how schools work.
This is stuff I've learned now from like talking to my bosses about what their goal is when they come into like a role of being a supervisor is that they have to make it look like they're doing as good a job as possible. It doesn't matter if they're doing a good job, but they have to make it look like it.
They have to make it look
so that they can sooner than later leave up for something better. No matter how it looks.
You're John Doe, and you're like not like because you're John Doe, and you're like I was principal for 3 years. We had the highest graduation rate. We had one of the highest graduation in the state, one of the lowest dropout rates in the state. Winning football teams, like fuck yeah, dude! Like you got to be doing something right.
This guy's amazing.
Give him a raise.
Yeah.
Give him a raise. Do something. Yeah. That's what I think it was.
I support your theory.
Thank you.
I benefited from it. I got a lot of grades in NC.
You got a lot of grades struck, right?
I don't remember the specifics, but I feel like I shouldn't have passed a lot of the classes that I passed.
There you
go. Yeah. I still have like nightmares to this day, like recurring dreams of me like flunking out of high school. Whether it was like not turning in work or missing class. It's something that still haunts me. But I made it, so I don't know why it's like something that hasn't been resolved.
That's crazy. I can't believe survivors guilt out of passing high schools. Man, God bless you.
God bless you. I had a lot of absences, but they let me make them up.
But you were called
there
in for
you
that
go.
fateful day? You weren't called in for that fateful day?
You know, what you guys are referring to, I don't think I was a part of that.
She must have been out that day, too. Called in sick. You guys got any lasting stories you want to tell before I wrap this up? This is enough for me to just finish this week up. I knew I got to keep it. I'm not going to be able to record the next 2 days, so like this will probably be like the episode.
The episode for the week?
Yeah.
Hey, keeping it strong. Remember that kid that what's it called? He got caught sexually assaulting a girl, and then He went to jail.
I know of it. I don't know the person. I don't know the story.
I knew the person. That was the
sounds...
person I was referring to. Yeah.
No,
What?
okay, no, I don't remember the person.
Yeah, he was
I'm
part of the
so
football
far
team.
That
Yeah.
sounds
Oh
right though. That could be
no.
anybody. That could be anybody.
So okay, well, he was a part of the football team. He had an offer for a college, and he got caught SAing a freshman when we were seniors, and he went to trial. He went to jail for rape,
Oh
and
my god.
I remember like when he was arrested, like I knew him, I knew some of his friends in passing, and then people would talk about it, they'd be like, "Yo, shut up, that's not what happened." They'd use the obvious like defense, you know, they'd be like, "You just not blah blah blah," and then I remember looking him up, and then I found him, and he got out of jail. And within 6 months of him getting out of jail for rape, he ordered an Uber and then he SA'd the Uber driver and went right back.
Oh my gosh.
I
I think I
swear,
know.
I think you told me the story before.
Yeah,
Man,
yeah.
everything, man, wow.
I remember seeing
So
an
he obviously
article.
fucking did it. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I remember seeing an article with his face, and I was like,
Oh, wait now.
Wait!
Whoa.
That's actually the craziest thing I heard this entire session.
if we're thinking
What?
of the same person. If we're thinking of the same person. I need to
Hey,
know
well,
now.
you know, I'm gonna look him up because he's a rapist, so I really don't care about his anonymity.
I need to know, like, yeah, I need to know his face and name. Because if we're talking about the same person, then I was
Right.
definitely not surprised. But if we're not, then
That's an
really
insane
face.
statement because
Yeah, Mallard Creek football player.
I've heard the story. I have heard the story. There's just no name or face that comes to recognition about any of this to me. There's no attachment.
So she was 14. He was either 17, 18, because we were in senior year. Yeah.
There were
So-
definitely some really sketchy people that went to school with us.
Madison, have you heard the story like during the year? Because I don't even remember hearing this during senior year.
I don't think I
He was
know
18.
anything-
He was 18, yeah.
I don't think I know of the during. I just remember seeing the Uber thing, the Uber article. I don't know the freshman thing.
When did the Uber...
Jonathan Neal.
Yes,
Jonathan
Neal.
Neal.
I need to look him up now. How did you find that? So
You probably looked up.
I googled Mallard Creek High School football player rape.
oh my god.
Yeah, man.
And
Fortunately, we don't have too many stories that come up.
I have to look at his face now that we're talking about it.
yeah, Jonathan Neal. I feel so bad because you look it up, you'll see like Jonathan Neal, and then there's like a guy. I love WebSinge. I offer working knowledge on most W3 systems. And my CSS polyfill serve millions plus daily.
Never mind. My phone is acting weird. I'm just gonna stay on stream.
No, it's all good. We're about to wrap this up. Lasting words is that, yeah, man, high school flies by. 1 minute you're in high school, the next minute you're recording a podcast talking about the sexual assault charges of a former high school football player.
I think that's
Eric,
like every high school though.
That is,
right?
yeah, that is really every high school. It's every high school I've heard at this point. I don't think
Yeah.
That's a shame.
Yeah, man accused of raping Uber driver outside Uptown faces judge. Jonathan Neal appeared in court Thursday afternoon after being accused of sexually assaulting an Uber driver.
When did that's recent. When did that come out?
Yeah, it was pretty
2018.
recent. I remember.
2018.
That's not recent. Well,
Oh,
maybe it is because
wait,
I might have
really?
you might have told me this in 2019 or 2018.
In 2015, he raped her, and he pleaded guilty to sexual battery and kidnapping. Wow! And he was sent to prison.
Pleaded guilty. He said he did it. Yeah, that's a bad person, right?
Yeah, and he went to prison in 2016. He was released on parole in that same month. Or excuse me, he was released in April, and then in July he sexually assaulted an Uber driver. So, how many months is that? April.
Not enough. Not enough. Looking at his face, are you surprised?
Well, that's. I'm not gonna say anything about that. Okay.
That's our show, guys. That's it. I'm gonna wrap it up here.
When I said I'm not surprised, it's because I remembered like my interactions with him. Okay, I remembered my interactions with him, and I was like, oh yeah, he was the kind of person that would do stuff like that.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
First things first. I'm sorry for the victims.
I wonder if
I'm sorry about those interactions you had to have with that disgusting person. You guys got anything?
Oh my god, last update. You got
go ahead.
He was charged with second-degree rape. Forcible rape.
Is this the 2018?
Yeah. Yeah.
So he's still
so maybe, hopefully. He is on the sex offender list, so we can actually look him up.
That's right. Yeah, well, shout outs to that. Shout outs to the sex offender list.
Meanwhile, you're trying to get off, and I'm just looking.
No, it's fine. We're just filling time at this point. This is.
I just remember.
I just know I'm gonna hear Justin talk to me about like, yeah, you guys spent like 20 minutes wrapping up the ending. I just know I'm gonna hear that.
Putting it on second degree.
Second degree rape is crazy. Second degree rape is insane. But I guess also. Yeah. Also, raping in high school is also insane. Everything about it is pretty insane.
Yeah.
Oh, that's it.
They're all.
I feel like so much happened.
Go ahead.
Well, slightly more what?
I think it's slightly more insane than saying, "Yeah, well, I looked at him. I'm not surprised." And that's
that's a bit insane. That's a bit rude.
That's like it's not crazy. It's not the crazy thing I heard, during the session, but like it's like the fourth or fifth thing. It's like the fourth or fifth crazy thing we've just said.
All right. Well, I cannot find him, but when I do, I will put it in the chat.
It was based on my interactions with him, not just pure face value.
Right.
Face value.
Although it is what it sounded like. Allegedly, it is allegedly what it sounded.
Yeah.
Like. Right. That's all. Again, I'm not even saying you're wrong. You're right. You are right. You know what I mean? It's like there's nothing to be ashamed of.
There were just a lot of characters at our school. Where if you were to tell me XYZ about this specific character, I'd be like, oh yeah, that's on brand for that person.
He's a registered sex offender. I should be able to find him.
You know what I mean?
I know what you mean. It is just insane to say, well, there's something that are on brand for how they are, and then say like, yeah, well, I looked at him. Sexual assault is on brand. It is a crazy one-to-one you did just make. And again, you're right. You are right. Let's focus on that part. I feel like that's the most important part is the disgusting nature of the act, and we should not get tied down on the statement that you made, as crazy as it sounds.
Yeah, offense number. Yeah, I found him, guys. He
How's his rap sheet looking?
I don't know if he was actually convicted of the second rape,
he
but
went to trial for it.
What's that?
He just went to trial for it.
I don't know, but he definitely is on. They might not have updated it. Well, actually, they said last updated 2022. So it would have been by now.
Can you just send that into our Discord chat and just leave no context of it at all?
Yeah, for sure, broski.
Thank you. But yeah, that'll be it for our show, guys. Thank you guys for spending the last hour and a half talking to me about high school life. And yeah, man, that's it, guys.
All right. Hopefully, we'll see each other in that 10-year reunion.
2 year reunion at the open bar. Thanks, guys.
All right. Bye, guys.